What is up? Happy Monday to you too. I see that we already had some comments. What is going on? Wanho Badger Nation in the house. Yes, that is correct, Hillary. Thank you so much. Let's do this. This is actually my favorite emoji, the muscle. Use it a lot to talk about strength. And Bobby says, Bobby, you're a Badger MVP too. So don't forget that. I am excited to welcome everyone today to our Amazon Marketing Minutes. I think I want to call it that, but it's really just our daily Facebook Lives to share what it is that we're doing, how we're thinking about coronavirus, and how we should be pivoting and thinking about our Amazon marketing. Yes, just like my podcast co-host Steven, I have also committed to not shaving. I will shave once the coronavirus is done. Steven said he's going to go until the last case of coronavirus has happened. I think that is going to be a long time. So let's hold him to that because it'll be fun for all of us. Martin, what is going on? Hello to you too, my friend. I'm curious too, where everyone is tuning in from. I always think that's like a really interesting question. However, my friend Noah, I was watching one of his live streams. He said, that's a boring question. Instead, you should ask a more fun question. So like a fun thing that you did in your house over the weekend to try to stay sane during coronavirus is a fun question. Me, I played a lot of guitar. I'm going to be trying out for Austin Classical Guitar Academy. Hopefully, once the coronavirus ends. Hillary, what is up? California. Beard is great. Don't ever shave again. Your beard is too good. Okay, let's jump into it. I'm going to be sharing my screen in a quick second because today is a very, very special day. Thanks, everybody. Cooking Wanho. Vital skill. A lot of people are working on their cooking skills. Wombat Pancake Challenge. I have no idea what that is. I am going to move on. So let's jump into this. I'll have to Google that later. So basically, I'm going to share my screen in 3, 2, 1. Sharing screen. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen now. So I'm in adbadger.com/help. And by the way, if you are just tuning in, we are going live every day to share what we are learning about how the pandemic is influencing marketing on Amazon. We are reviewing the latest news, we are building things, and we are sharing them all through here. So with that said, what I have pulled up right here, and if you want to find out when we are going live every day, it's 3 o'clock Central. Just go to adbadger.com/live and stay on top of that. You can click to add it to your calendar there, adbadger.com/live. Where I am looking right here is adbadger.com/help. And today I am really excited to go over our new bid algorithm. This is our Bids by Badger COVID-19 response mode. So this is sort of our crisis response mode. And I wanted to walk through this with you, talk through this with you, see if I can answer any questions now or also afterwards too. So let's jump in a little bit here. So AdBadger knows how important this time of coronavirus COVID-19 is to your business. You're probably experiencing a different ACoS than normal with a different conversion rate than normal. We created a special Bids by Badger algorithm specifically for this coronavirus. We call it COVID-19 mode. When you turn on Bids by Badger for a campaign, the Badger will ask you if you'd like to use the standard bid algorithm or our new crisis algorithm. So the first thing that I'll say about this, before I get into some of the differences, the crisis response bid algorithm is similar in spirit to the standard algorithm. It does something, they both do something. So basically what we're saying here, we spent time studying and observing data inside campaigns and determined that the best course of action to control ACoS during this turbulent time is to blank. So basically both COVID-19 mode and the standard mode update bids daily. So that's key. That's something fundamental. That's something that we always look at. 2, both COVID-19 mode and standard mode use a predictive revenue per click model to estimate your target CPC based off how much revenue a single keyword brings in. So I just want to break that down really quick. So what ACoS is a retrospective look back at all of your ad cost and all of the sales that it brought in. So you can retrospectively look at your cost, your total cost, and your total clicks to get your cost per click. And then you look at your total sales to get your sales. So that's how ACoS is calculated. That's a retrospective figure. You can take your sales number, divide that by your clicks, how many clicks you've generated, to get your revenue per click. So your RPC, because every click has a revenue per click and a cost per click. And you can calculate that retrospectively. You can say, how much have I spent over the last 30 days? How many clicks? And then how much did I spend? And then how much revenue? And then boom, you have your cost per click, you have your revenue per click, and you have your ACoS. You can predict what your future revenue per click will be. You can predict what your future costs will be. And that is what BizByBadger does. It looks back at what you were generating in revenue, and it uses that and it breaks it down on a per click basis to predict how valuable your next click will be. So for example, if you generated $100 of revenue from 100 clicks, that would be a $1 revenue per click. You would then predict that the next time you get a click, you will generate $1 on average. Now, of course, over that $100, you may have generated 2 sales. Maybe you had 2 $50 sales out of 100 clicks. You could then average out. You then predict what your future revenue is. And there's a lot of other things there, but basically it is a revenue per click predictive model. So in its spirit, both the crisis response mode and the standard mode operate similarly. We didn't have time to go and create a completely new algorithm. What we did was we took our core one and we tweaked the settings that we notice are most important right here, right now. And those things we summarize in sort of these 3 points. So these are the 3 big differences here. So the first one, crisis mode is different because it studies a shorter time frame if there is enough data. Plain and simple. Why study a shorter time frame? I tried to create a spreadsheet to sort of simulate this. I'll show you that in a second, but it basically looks at a shorter time frame. That's the first thing. That's the first big difference. It doesn't make sense for us to look at January's numbers right here, right now, because January is probably very different. COVID-19 mode is also different because it works much faster than standard mode, meaning if your conversion rate falls from 8% to 3% overnight, new COVID-19 mode will respond faster, more expeditiously than normal mode. What does that mean? That means the core standard mode wants to leave things relatively stable. It is made because most of the time, over a long stretch of time, you will be relatively stable. If for some reason you ran a coupon, if for some reason you had a quick sale, if for some reason you started driving Facebook traffic to your listing and that somehow people are clicking on your sponsored products related to this item, they're clicking on that, they're driving up revenue, they're driving down ACoS temporarily. Under normal circumstances, you do not want that to impact your bids. You want to smooth it out over what it will be over a long period of time to build up the most statistically significant prediction of your next click's revenue. So for example, if you had a revenue per click and your bid was $1, and then all of a sudden your revenue per click shot up, overnight, maybe you got 3 extra sales on a Tuesday. You don't want to calculate those like 10 extra sales that you got on Tuesday into Wednesday's bid. You want to smooth that out over a period of time. So you want to sort of average. It'll influence a little bit, but not by much. New COVID-19 mode does allow things to be moved quicker. So basically what COVID-19 mode does, it moves faster. It takes bigger action. The bid algorithm is faster and it's based off data that is most up to date. So really, that is the essence of new COVID-19 bid mode and how it moves things faster to where you need to be because things are changing. So for example, if your Prime badge gets taken away, you want to react to that very quickly. You want to forget the time when you were not, Prime eligible, and you sort of want to jump to where you are right now. So that is a major mindset thing in the pandemic, to sort of accept reality, and then what are you going to do about it? So that's key there. Now, if you are wondering, should you go into Ad Badger and should you switch from standard mode to COVID-19 mode, I provide you with a couple guidelines to think about. The first, choose standard mode. So continue doing standard mode if your conversion rate and your revenue per click and your ACOS have held steady over the last 90 days. So if that's held steady, just choose standard mode. If it hasn't changed much in the last few weeks, keep it. Choose COVID-19 mode if your conversion rate, revenue per click, or ACOS has changed dramatically, up or down, within the last few weeks. Choose crisis mode. Crisis mode, if you're experiencing an increase in ACOS too. The number that I believe works well here is if any one of those things, conversion rate, revenue per click, or ACOS, has changed 20%, it might be time for COVID-19 mode. And a great way to get started is to turn it on for one campaign, see how it behaves after a week. That's one way to approach it. So if you have dozens and dozens of campaigns, turn it on for a portion of them first, just so you can start to see how it behaves differently for your specific campaigns. As with normal standard mode, it does work best chewing on more conversions, not less. It still has it baked in of what to do if you don't have that many conversions. So it still takes care of you. You can still turn it on even if you are starting a brand new, fresh campaign. It is smart enough to know what to do to sort of push things forward, scale them back when it gets enough data. So the same standard algorithm that we know and love is still present. It's just accelerated. It's just got these three differences. It's faster. It's made for more up and down. It's made for the peaks and the troughs. It's made for all of that. So COVID-19 mode, I'm proud of what we've done there. And I look forward to you can do it right now. It is live in Ad Badger right here, right now. Should you convert all of your campaigns, if your revenue per click, ACOS, or conversion rate has changed by over 20% during coronavirus, yes, you should convert to ACOS, COVID-19 mode. So that is how that works. If you have more questions, we are here to help. Do not forget, we are doing Facebook Lives every day. To support you through this time of coronavirus, we have that Facebook group, and we have our private forum. We also have a PPC coaching program if you wanted a customized strategy specific to your business to help you sort of iron that out. And if this all becomes too much to handle, we do have our managed services as well, where we can just take over your entire account for you and work together in a very intimate, collaborative way. But with that being said, our new bid algorithm is available. You can turn it on here. So how to turn it on? Juanjo, so we go to help turn on COVID-19 mode, or do you do it inside Bids by Badger? You actually just go right inside Bids by Badger. It is there for you. What you'll see is a mode, and you can go in there and switch your mode from standard to COVID response mode. So you can definitely do that right inside. And that's really it. I wanted to do this. I'm going to be sending out an email later today letting everyone know about this. I'll probably attach this live. So thank you all for being a part of it. I have an intuition to keep the lives capped at about 15 minutes a day, or about 20 minutes a day. And we're sort of hitting that peak. So with all that being said, as you're watching this, as you have questions, just know we have that chat in the bottom left of all of our pages. So you can sort of go to any page and just hit that chat bubble. We reply relatively quickly. It's not quite live chat, but it's like a quick email to us. So feel free to write in that way. Leave a comment on this live. We will read it and do our best to reply. With all that being said, we are always here for you. Again, we are going live throughout this pandemic, sharing what it is that we're learning, telling you what it is that we're doing to better serve you. always feel free to write into us. Let us know what you are experiencing. You can share it in our Facebook group. You can send an email to the badger at adbadger.com. Have a good one, everybody. Be on the lookout for an email about this later today. Have a good one. I'll see you inside the Badger Den. See you guys later.